Okay, so now we're going to learn how we're going to be editing the Sith Lord. So basically, we're going to go into the share drive, Delmar Digital Photo, and this time I'm going to have you go to period 1 because this is the class that did the Sith Lord. We're going to go into theatrical light painting, and we're going to select the Sith Lord group. We're going to go ahead and copy that. And we're going to go back to your drive, my drive, digital photo 1, and you're going to want to paste that in this folder. Okay. So once it's pasted, then you're going to go in and open up Photoshop. Okay. And you're going to go and open up your files, which I've already gone to. I already kind of went into my digital photo 1 folder, and I have more than one group here, as you can tell, but today I'm just demonstrating the Sith Lord group. So here we go. And you're going to note that we have lots of images here of the lasers, which we're going to be working on. And we also have our model that we're going to be opening. And we're going to be using this model image with these laser images. Okay. So we'll go ahead and open that up. And so this was the best one. And we got a little bit of blue light coming off of the sword, which was kind of nice. So we incorporated that. And this was the best pose and the best lighting for the tube and everything. So we're going to use this as our base image. And we have a little bit of our background lit up as well. But we want it to be fairly dark. Okay. All right. So you're going to be given a piece of paper that is looks something like this, and you're going to be editing anywhere from around 4 images. Okay, so I've divided this up amongst everybody in the group, and each student will be given around 4 images to edit, and you can see that there are a total of 20. Okay, so I'm just going to take one of the combination. So I'm going to take combination number 2, and I'm going to demonstrate the steps using combination number 2. So with combination number 2, you're going to be opening up 3 images. You're going to be opening up image 1503. So I'm going to hold the control key down, and I'm going to select 1503, 1482, and 1491. Okay, so as you can see here, there are the 3 images are selected under file name, and I'm going to click on open. All right, so we're just going to wait for those images to open. Here they are. Okay, so we're probably going to need to move some of these images around as we start to put them into this file here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go to 1482. We're going to do a Control All, which is the same thing as doing Select All. So Control A, and now we're going to go to Edit Copy, which is Control C. All right, so we're going to do a Control C, and then we're going to come back to this image here, and we're going to do an Edit Control V or Edit Paste. Okay, and we're going to click on OK. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch this blending mode here and make sure layer 1 is selected. And we got this blending mode here. We're going to go to lighten. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my little move tool. I'm going to make sure my show transform controls are selected here at the very top. And I'm going to move these up a little bit so that they are not interfering with my Sith Lord, okay? And then I'm going to click on Enter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add a layer mask to layer 1, this little layer mask here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on because I'm noticing that a little bit of the lines from the laser is getting into my Sith Lord, okay? So I'm going to come over here and I use a brush. And I'm going to make sure I've got black over white by clicking on this little toggle. And I'm going to make sure that I'm using a soft round brush, you know, maybe around 250 is good. And I'm just going to remove the lines from the laser. Okay, so we can see a little black on the layer mask here. And I'm also going to zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to use my navigator because I find that to be helpful. So I'm going to come up here to window and I'm going to make sure that my navigator is open. And when that's open, you can see your image over here on the right. And I'm just going to kind of zoom in on this a little bit. And I'm just going to go in and just kind of check out my shot a little closer. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my next one, 1491, Control A, Control C, and Control V. I'm going to paste that in. And I'm going to change the blending mode to lighten. And I'm going to also move that one down just a little bit. So it's a little bit maybe down here in the right corner here. And then I'm going to go over here to my 1503, Control A, Control C, and I'm going to do a Control V, OK. And again, I'm going to change that to lighten. And this time I'm going to move it again, maybe, no, I kind of like it there in the left corner. We don't want to do this because we don't want to see the edge, right? We don't want to see the edge of that. We want to make sure that that is fully in the corner there. And after you do the 3 combinations, if you feel like you want to add something else, you may. But the idea is that we don't want everything to be looking the same. We want everything to look slightly different, okay? We want to have these lasers kind of populating in different places in these 20 images, okay? What I might do, though, on layer 3 is add a little bit of a layer mask here and go in and maybe remove some of the laser off of this blue right here just to make sure that the blue is not getting messed up by the laser. Okay. And so having this here in the left corner and having this one down here on the right and then these 2 here is nice. We've got some lasers, but which means that now when we go to do another edit, you're going to get different images where the lasers are going to be placed in different places. And so then we're going to get 20 different images with the same Sith Lord in blue light here with the saber, but these lasers will be in different places in the images. So then when we go to our stop motion animation, what will happen is these lasers will be moving around in our image, but our Sith Lord will be staying still. It will not move. Just the lasers will be moving. So it's going to look really cool when we're done. And I'll be showing you the next step after this. But for now, just make sure we have 20 different combinations of images and make sure you edit the ones that you've been assigned to. You also need to save this image. So you're going to do a file, save as, and you're going to save it back in your Sith Lord group folder that you just saved on and you're going to call it SL, and you're going to give it the number that this was. So this one was combination number 2. So I'm going to call it SL2, but you know, depends on the ones you have. You might call it SL1, 2, 3, or 4, or you might have SL10, 11, 12, and 13, and 14. So it just depends on which ones you have, okay? And then make sure you click on save.